Well, the top side streets are a dangerous place, so you better tune in to a credible face like this one. Yeah, this one. And you know he's not alone, and they're coming in hot. We got a Lake so Stan and a guy who really likes baseball. I don't know why he likes baseball.
Good morning. Welcome back to a special edition, a late edition, a mouse dead edition of the Morning Marketplace. I appreciate all of you for being patient. Or if you're on the West Coast, you're like, hey, this is better. If you're Australia, I treated you the same way Top Shot treats you, and that's poorly. Who we got here in the streets this morning? We got Jump Shoot, To the House, Pack Drip here, Snoop, Aloop, Fenny, Joker Rocks here. Who else? To the House already said you. You got two shout outs. David C, Devlar. Look at Tandy, who we're going to see his freaking face in a second. The Lonely Jedi's here. Borland's here. Sports Token Wales. I feel like you're new, Sports Token Wales, unless you did a name change. Either way, welcome. Federico, Jordan's here. JJL Smith. Omer Eats, good to see you. Orion, Rock and a Roll. The Borland Sanitized Stubbs is here. Regulator from North Carolina. Top Shot Common Man. F it Nico. Rowdy Rod. Jimmy Peacock. Doc Delta. Swammy. Andrew's here. Talk about Chewy. This is Chewy's day today. May the 4th be with you. So just, revel in that. Just enjoy that. This is your day. Sven's here. Michael's here. Coach Finstock. Deep Threat. Keith. Quan, Shepard, Mihal, who else? Jump Shoot, Josh Smith, Airplane Mode, Tom, Reed, I already said regular. Josh is here. We got to get to the end. Sean, RC, Ben, we got one Twitch gang member. That's the only one I want. Mustin Graham, thanks for being, or Mustang Ram, maybe? Maybe it's Mustang Ram. Thanks for being here. Coach Hamburgers, good Coach Hamburgers, Jericho, Cray. All right, I'm done. I'm definitely done. I'm excited for today's show. We're going to chat with Tandy. I'm not going to intro it anymore. Let's just get Tandy on here. Tandy, what's going on, man?
What's going on, Mike? It's good to be here.
Listen, I'm glad we planned this accordingly. We waited till the Celtics won a game, and then we're like, let's talk hoops.
Absolutely. That's if they had lost, I would have not been available. That's for sure.
I would have canceled the show probably, and not just today. For like moving forward. I think we should just start there. Let's talk some basketball. I have a Hustle and Show airdrop, which I have no idea how I earned. I was pretty sure I wasn't getting one. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this was my fault on Twitter in a few hours, but I'm going to get out in front of it and give away whatever's in that pack. So we'll do that towards the end. We'll talk basketball and just talk like, state of Dapper. What's going on? But more importantly, how's your playoff experience been thus far?
Well, for me, it's been pretty good because I've actually been able to watch some games over here with that 5-hour ahead of normal time schedule. Mm-hmm. So I've been happy with that. And I've been able to watch some Celtics. I mean, my whole thing is in the morning, I don't look at any notifications, and then I watch a replay of the game. So that's what I've been doing. Nice. But yeah, you got to be pretty happy with that win last night for the Celtics. I was pretty damn worried after game one. It just looked like the Nets kind of lulled them into a false sense of like, we don't have to play tough anymore. And I think then the Bucks came to town. It's like, oh yeah, you do. So I'm glad to see that wasn't the case in game two.
I mean, game one was so physical too, and I don't think the Celtics had played a team like that. I mean, all year, right? I think because no one tries on defense until the playoffs, and I think that was like the first time that you were seeing people get slapped in the face a little bit. And then, I mean, that same energy was there last night. I know we'll probably talk about Grant Williams. There are some serious Bucks fans who are upset about that Grant Williams foul last night. A real Kelly Olynyk vibes, if you will, on Kevin Love. But yeah, man, that was fun. I was a little nervous too when Marcus Smart went down. I wasn't thrilled. I think Derek White was a good pickup, but I wouldn't be like, yes, start Derek White in the playoffs. That's not the type of excitement I have around him. But you knew Jaylen Brown wasn't going to be that bad again, right? You knew the Celtics weren't going to shoot that bad again. And I think they also knew they needed to win that game, right? You can't go down 0-2 and then go to Milwaukee. So that was a big win. That was a big win. I'm looking forward to the rest of the series too. Like, how do you think they fare the rest of the way out?
Oh, they're gonna win, of course.
Wow, I love it.
Celts in 5.
Celtics in 5. A gentleman's sweep, or is that what that is? A gentleman's sweep?
No, I mean honestly, I think this series probably goes 7.
Yeah.
You know, it makes me nervous. I don't really know who takes it. Before the playoffs started, I thought the Bucks would make it to the finals. I actually thought it'd be a Bucks Suns rematch, with this year being the Suns' turn to take it. So, yeah, but of course, we're in here. We're in here to win it. Let's go Celtics.
Yeah, I'm loving this series. It's so funny, right? Last night it's the douchebag sweep, not the I couldn't remember the no.
No, it is it's not a douchebag sweep.
So I think the gentleman's sweep is if you win the first 3 and then lose game 4 and win game 5. And I think the douchebag is if you drop the first game and then win 4 in a row.
Wow, I've never heard that one before.
I'm pretty sure the no dunks guys coined that. I'm pretty sure the no dunks.
Douchebag sweep. I love it.
Yeah, I couldn't remember which one was douchebag and which one was gentleman. But yeah, I last night was like the way that the schedule lined up for games 1 and 2, just the best night of basketball to get Celtics Warriors followed by Celtics Bucks followed by Grizz Warriors. And then like tonight, it's basically the Paramount Plus version. I don't know anyone, even Philly and Miami fans, like Stan can answer this. Oh, Stan will be excited.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that's like, ooh, give me that grit and grind of Miami Heat versus a hardened lead Sixers team. Followed by like Suns Mavs, which I find intriguing, but like still not the excitement of last night, right?
No.
And though like the Ja Morant game, dude, like for the Grizzlies to take that game, and I feel like he was the only one that played well, right?
He looks incredible. From the highlights that I saw, and what a physical game too. I mean, looked like a boxing match out there. That was crazy. Some of those hard fouls.
Yeah. And so Dylan Brooks gets ejected like a few minutes in for basically taking Gary Payton out of the series, right? So I don't think Gary Payton's going to play again. And it was weird. I can't tell how dirty that was. Like it definitely was dirty, but I don't know if it was like the dirtiest, but not a good foul.
No, he hit him straight in the head. It was a Draymond-esque foul. If he had kicked him in the nuts afterwards, it would have been the cherry on top. That would have been the true Draymond Green foul. But yeah, that was bad.
That was bad. That series, I picked Grizzlies in 7 at the beginning. And I think that was just because I wanted to root for the Grizzlies. I don't know if I really believe they're going to win. But the thing that I noticed last night, and this isn't a hot take or anything, Klay looks really bad. And if you're a Warriors fan, you're probably like, there's no way he plays that bad again, right? There's no way he's going to continue to shoot 5 for 19 or whatever it was from the field. But he just looks out of sync, right? He looks like a step off. And I think if Klay's not firing, I wouldn't say they're in trouble, but I think this series is way more up for grabs than people think.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I don't know. I'm excited for it though. I'm ready. I'm ready for that. I want that one to go 7. I want Celtics and Bucks to go 7, and I want the 2 that are playing tonight to just end as fast as possible.
Yeah. Do you think people are overlooking a team like the Heat though? Do you think that they're just not as like sexy, so people aren't talking about them, and they might like come and surprise everybody?
The Heat, yeah, I do. I think the Heat are legit. Like, I don't want to say, I just don't want to watch them. I don't even know if it's I don't want to watch them. I don't want to watch them play the Sixers. I think I want to blame the Sixers for this.
Yeah,
like, I'm sorry. Like, Bam Adebayo is just going to destroy whatever big is thrown at him, whether it's Paul Reed or old man Millsap or old man DeAndre Jordan or whoever it is. But I think the Heat are good. I think they're good, but I do think they need injury help to get out of the East, right? Like, would you take them over a healthy Milwaukee or a healthy Boston right now?
I would not, but I mean, I'm a homer, and I also
Yeah.
think Giannis is like incredible, and so it's hard to take the Heat.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I think Giannis is just so freaking good. But I mean, if the Bucks don't have Middleton, or if the Celtics don't have Smart, or whatever,
Oh, that's true.
then I think the Heat in a close game are scary because they're probably the best coach team left in the playoffs. You've got Jimmy Butler. You got Bam is he the best big left in the playoffs?
Was Embiid out for the whole rest of the playoffs?
Well, so apparently he might be back for game 3. It sounds like
Okay.
he might be back for game 3. But if they lose tonight, there's no way. I'm sorry. I do not trust Doc Rivers, James Harden, and a one-thumbed, one-eyed Joel Embiid to mount a comeback.
Yeah. What happened to Doc Rivers? That guy used to be considered one of the best coaches in the NBA, and now there's a very little trust when you see Doc Rivers on the bench.
Yeah, I think it helps back then, right? When you're coaching KG, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce. I think
But you got to give him credit for the Magic. Don't forget the Magic.
That's true. That is true. I do forget the Magic.
That was T-Mac and a bunch of I think it was T-Mac and Dwight Howard and a bunch of other just nobodies, and they went to face I remember Boris Diaw? I don't know. And then they faced the Lakers, and they got their butts kicked.
With Dwight and with Hedo Turkoglu, like that Magic,
wasn't it? Yeah, wasn't it? They
I
lost
couldn't
the
remember
Lakers,
if
right?
I thought Stan Van Gundy coached that team, but maybe it was.
Oh, I could be wrong.
Maybe
I don't know. Someone look it up.
I think he had the Rashad Lewis team, right? I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. My Doc Rivers trivia is weak today.
Yeah, come on, dude. You knew we were gonna pretend. No. But one of the things I wanted to talk about too, was Van Gundy.
All right, my bad.
One of the things I wanted to talk about too, in relation to the playoffs and Top Shot, I know you've been pretty vocal in a positive way on Twitter, though. Talk to me about your thoughts on the challenges that we've seen so far in relation to the playoffs, both the flash challenges and the full series challenge.
Sure. So I think mostly what I have enjoyed the most are the full series challenges, right? Where we didn't know what the reward would be. It felt like there was speculation in a way that we haven't had for as long as I can remember. Every time these new packs come out, no one's speculating, is Denny Avija going to be getting a holo this time? Nobody cares, right? But
Right.
Now these are very it's a small subset of playoff basketball, really exciting games. Everyone's watching these games. Now we start to speculate, is the Grizzlies highlight, it has to be John Morant when he dunks over him, Vince Carter in the Olympic style, right? And you're waiting and you're scrambling to finish that challenge so that you can get that reward. And it's only minted toward the amount of people that actually complete the challenge. And it just feels nice and tight. The narrative is just really nice. And they even put out that playoff about page just now where they give you the whole, it's the whole narrative. I mean, the problem though is I don't see how they can do this when it's not the playoffs, but for now it's great. It's really good. This is what it should be when we're talking about moments on Top Shot.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's so exciting about it. The fact that it's not exactly what Candy's doing with their play of the day, but it's close, right? And it's almost a better version of it. So I'm not getting one of these every day. You're going to watch a 7-game series and be like you knew when the Celtics beat the Nets. I shouldn't say this, but I was going to say, you knew after game 1, if they're picking a moment, it's going to be that Tatum layup, as long as the Celtics won the series. If they didn't win the series, I'm sure we're going to get a Nets moment, right? So it has been so fun. Or the jaw dunk over Beasley. You're that's definitely going to be one of those. And I that, to me, is so exciting. And that's not even a speculative, financial incentive, right? That's just oh my God, I can't believe we're going to get that moment. You got Jim Jackson last night saying, this used to be a poster, now it's going to be an NFT. And in our minds, we're hell yeah. And that's the one that I'm hoping to get, right? If the Warriors win that series and I get that Wiggins dunk just destroying, was it Jaren Jackson or maybe Brandon Clark? That's awesome. I'm really digging it too. I'm enjoying following along and just having a good time with it. I like it. I mean, I hope they continue to find ways to I don't know. It feels more tied into basketball, and which is a
Right.
weird thing to say because the whole platform's tied into basketball. But do you know what I mean? Like it's game to game, it's more tied in.
No, 100%. It doesn't feel forced at all. Like it just makes sense. Whereas
Mhm.
sometimes when you have some of these sets and all these kind of random players from random teams and all these beautifully written descriptions, but it just feels kind of forced. Like why are we choosing this play exactly? But
Right.
like with these playoff series, it makes absolute perfect sense. I mean, we can talk about a couple of the players that were omitted from the playoff packs, which didn't quite make sense to me. But if you want to do that.
Yeah, I honestly haven't dug into it too much. Who are some of the ones that got omitted?
Well, one of the biggest ones is there's no Kevin Durant Nets moment, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh
They,
wow, okay.
yeah, there's a Bruce Brown and I mean, of course, it's a Bruce Brown,
I
right?
know. Oh, you know what though? I can't fault him for that. Bruce Brown was the best player on the Nets that series.
Yeah,
Like so I
no,
can't even be mad.
that's fair. But I was a little perplexed, and I was trying to think it through. Like, is there some kind of a challenge that's coming, or some kind of a unreleased Nets round one moment, and that's why they're not releasing a Tatum? I mean,
Mhm.
Durant, I couldn't figure that one out.
What were the two Nets, Bruce Brown and Kyrie?
I don't remember who the second one is. It could be though. I'd have to go pull up the page.
Yeah, because I'm sure it's from Kyrie's like 50-point performance, whatever that was.
Right.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I do think KD was bad. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but I can't even think of a memorable KD moment from that series. I guess game 4 he cooked, right? So game 4 you could get something from there. Um, I get you. I get what you're saying though. It's like why leave him out? But like even this conversation, I'm excited is happening, right? We have like snubs from the playoffs, which I think I don't know, that's like good for the space. Like it's not Top Shot, why did you send out that email that was just wrong? This is more like, oh, I can't believe they went with this play instead or this player instead of this player. Um, I'm like here for
I
those.
guess that's fair. Jared and Courtside are saying they didn't want to force a KD moment. So yeah, so I guess that's fair. I mean, I didn't really comb through the box scores or try to make a case for KD. It was just, I guess, surprising to me because obviously he's one of the top scorers.
Right.
He definitely put out some stinkers, but yeah, sure. I mean, I'm not crying about it. It's good. It's
No.
good to talk about. It's not like
Yeah.
it's terrible for the platform or anything. It's okay.
No. I think it too. I think if it was like a Seth Curry moment instead of a Bruce Brown moment, we'd probably the dialogue wouldn't be the same. But we're like Bruce Brown again, really?
There might actually, I think one of the moments might be Seth Curry. I
Oh,
mean, I think, I honestly think so. I gotta go look it up.
if anything, that's just we now know how bad the Nets were.
Yeah.
Deep Threat says, I dream of a playoff set that only includes 20 to 30 moments of the best performances plays. Yeah, I get it. So what are we're getting 75, right? We're getting 75 of those.
Well, it's 22,000 for trade tickets and 22,000 for $19, if I'm not mistaken, something like that.
Okay. Okay. Um, no, but I'm sorry, but like playoff moments, there's 75 different playoff moments being released, right?
Oh, I do
I'm
not
pretty
remember off the top of my head. That sounds right though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they went from 112 to 75. Also, sorry, my Wi-Fi just got a notification that it's bad right now. So if I get choppy, just talk over me.
Got it.
Yeah, so let's talk about the playoff packs in general, right? So those are coming tomorrow. We've got you can get them for $19 or you can get them for 10 trade tickets. And there are 2 playoff moments in each one. What is your thought process here? Like I feel this is the first pack we've seen in a while. Yeah, like just what was your when you saw that it was announced, what was your like first thought?
I mean, my first reaction was a negative reaction because I kind of wanted like pure trade tickets, honestly. Like I want just trade tickets, and I also want things to be minted like purely to demand and not demand for when the people go around the wheel, 15 times to buy packs. So that would be my initial. But second though, not terrible. I'm not thinking like, oh my God, this is such an obvious cash grab. It doesn't feel like that at least. So it's
Yeah.
somewhere in the middle. It's not joy and it's not total depression. It's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I think I like the fact that there were 2 playoff moments in each one. That got me a little bit more excited,
Oh,
even if
that's
whatever,
a good
they're gonna be
point.
worth like $5 or $6. I don't know what they're gonna be, but like at least that made me feel a little bit better about it.
Yeah.
One of the things that I'm having a tough time with, First thing, I'm glad that trade tickets is an option. I think that's cool. But personally, I'm having a tough time figuring out where to use my trade tickets just because it seems like we're going to need these for some of the more expensive pack drops as well, right? So like we know we're going to get an MGLE drop with trade tickets. We know we're going to get a holo drop with tickets. And it sounds like that's going to be the only way to get it. I don't think we're going to be having like what we're seeing right now with two options.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, that's the information, or that's how I interpreted the information. So I'll happily be wrong if you guys tell me in the chat. But I don't know, like if it's worth using 10 trade tickets on this $19 pack, or if I should be storing, because I don't know if you've noticed, but trade tickets have been a little bit harder to come by.
Well, I know, like, what's the floor at right now? Like, I know they pumped a little bit once that announcement came out, and so now I guess is the floor at $3. It's not as easy to get them at 2.
Yeah, I believe we're seeing like 1 or 2 here. I'll share screen right now. We'll do it live. Let me see.
Nice, we'll do it live.
Low
and there's Sting and
all right. So we're seeing some $2 ones, right? But I think there's only like one listed, right? So yeah,
okay, yeah. So it's a $3 floor.
Yeah. So I don't know, like what's been your approach with the ticket situation moving forward?
I wish we knew how many tickets we would need for these other packs, honestly.
Yeah.
Because right now, if it's $3 tickets, and what is it? It's 10 tickets needed.
10 tickets needed, yeah.
So it's almost like you do nothing. You don't get any packs. You just wait for the people to undercut themselves who go through it 10 times and just buy what you want. I mean,
yeah. Well, that's
maybe
what I mean.
yeah.
So, like, if you pay $19 for a playoff pack, or if it's a $2 floor, right? If you got your tickets at $2, then you're paying $20 for the pack, and then you're like, okay, I guess that's fine. But if it's a $3 floor, now all of a sudden we're like absolutely overpaying.
But most people already have trade tickets at this point, right? Like you probably have a pile of trade tickets, right?
Yeah, I've got I think I have like 275 or something like that.
Exactly
along that line.
So right. For you, those were $2 each, right?
Yes, that's true. But my bigger concern is, right, so like for this pack drop in my brain, like if I just took this pack drop and didn't think about anything else, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to get a $19 pack and I'm going to get a trade ticket pack. But now looking forward to say like an MGL, I think some of the speculation like MGLE would be like 100 and I'm sorry, like closer to 300 trade tickets maybe, or like 250
MGLE like pack.
That. Yeah, maybe I'm thinking it's 180, something like that.
Wasn't the last MGLE pack priced at like $89?
Yeah, so then it should be like 40. So maybe I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
Should be 45 tickets.
Maybe I'm thinking of the holo. So the holo one though was supposedly around 500.
Okay. That makes sense because it's $1,000, 500
right?
trade tickets.
So, maybe I'm thinking that, and then there were 4. I don't know what I'm thinking about. Either way, though, it's like, do I use 10 of my 300 tickets on this, or do you go after like a holo, where because now these trade tickets are going to be $3? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just don't know how to use my trade tickets right now.
That's a good point. Because once that holo gets announced, then there's going to be even more eating up of the floor of the trade tickets. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the other problem too is that if you go for the holo and then you just lock up all your trade tickets and there's no other use, there's no other trade ticket sink, as they call it, for coins and NFTs, which I learned recently. If there's no other sink for your trade tickets, then you're just sitting on a fat bag of trade tickets like Chewy over there, who's like 0 for 7 on the S1 reserve packs.
I do think, though, we are going to see tickets used more frequently. Like, we're already seeing it, right? So it went from a Series 1 drop to now blended packs to playoff packs to an MGLE and holo. Like, I feel like we are going to be able to use it, use them for more stuff. And, like, whether it's a coin that's announced or, like, in real life stuff. I don't know.
Well, then also, Mike, there's some game theory there, too, though, because, like, how many people are going to be able to get their hands on 500 trade tickets if that's the only way to buy the holo? Not many.
Right.
So then that might then be more of a reason for what you just said, which is don't spend your trade tickets. Try to amass as many as you can, because then you're going to have a much better chance at getting one of these higher quantity trade ticket packs.
That's what I'm saying. Unless then Dapper, which again, this is why it's so tough, because if Dapper looks at it and they're like, wow, it's a $4 floor, that mean is it $2,000 for a hollow pack? Right. Or do they then adjust the tickets and it fucks over anyone that was trying to apply any sort of game theory? You know what I mean?
I can see that happening. I mean, it didn't happen with the S1 reserves, and a lot of people were upset about that.
True. Yeah, it's really tough. I don't really know. Rad Dad's just telling us to shh. Yeah, I don't really know how to approach it. I feel stuck. And unfortunately, I know how my brain works and like the pack drop's going to happen and I'm going to be like, I guess I'll just line up. And then I'm going to waste my tickets on something that I probably shouldn't be because these might create more value. But again, good.
You also need to go look at the moments. Like if I mean, I can share my screen.
Yeah.
I can show you what we're looking at here. Let's see, here it is. So like, if we start looking at the moments here, a lot of these are probably not going to go for a ton. Like you're looking at Joe Oladipo, DeAndre Hunter. I mean, those are like $3 moments. Butler doesn't get a lot of love. Maxey. So you gotta. I don't know what like the big score is in this pack. Honestly, that's
I think it's just going to be people trying to complete stuff.
So just people trying to like go for the challenges, basically.
Yeah, I mean this is gonna run the same course as Extra Spice, right? Like there'll be excitement for 6 days, and then it'll come back to the floor that it's gonna settle on. Would be my guess.
Yeah, I would say so too. I mean, I saw Tatum up there, but I thought the Tatum was a reward. That also confused the hell out of me. Like First Mint was saying that too on like their pack preview page.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I want to rip open the Tatum. Like, wasn't that a challenge reward? What's going on?
Yeah.
Exactly?
We talked about that a little bit yesterday, and I was messaging with some people over the First Mint. I would bet everything I own that was Dapper miscommunicating with the First Mint.
Okay.
Just giving them like poor information, because if they put the reward in a pack, Top Shot Tony's going to be hosting this show for a week.
Yeah, I hope so. Yes, I mean, I'm scrolling through here. There's really nothing that really, this is basically fresh threads. Yeah. For all intents and purposes. So knowing that, I'm not quite sure this is worth the tickets or the $19, honestly.
What if Garen brings up a point too. He said this is the lowest mint count, not full supply being released, and we'll have round 2 challenge utility.
Well, that's true
too. So like maybe the value maybe it doesn't dump down until after the playoffs.
That's true. I forgot about the fact that these are all in the round 2 challenges.
And that was another thing too. I brought this up a little bit yesterday, but I saw somebody asked in the chat earlier, like, I own the entire playoff set. And people were like, oh, are you furious right now? You only got 3 airdrops. And like, I'm not furious. I think that's fine. Because I own the set, I was able to complete all of these challenges very easily. Right. And this is only round 1. So what if this turns into, I actually got 9 airdrops? Then I wasted all of that time complaining, which,
yeah, that's true.
So I'm not ready to be mad yet.
Yeah.
And there's just something with the expectation of like what you're going to get for speculating about, like we can't be mad at the expectations we created.
That's true.
Hey, we still got so much more to talk about, but we're going to fire up. I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I'm going to rip a Hustle and Show pack in a few minutes, and I'm going to give that stuff away. So in order to qualify, you need to like the stream. You need to subscribe to Team Hold, and then go ahead and fire hashtag Tandy in there.
I love it.
Rad Dad says $20 floor times 2 moments means it's a $40 value and plus EV. All right. And Stan says this playoff set is more attainable than last year and should hold more value at a lower mint count. That's actually something I didn't think about, right? Like the 112 moments of the playoff set was pretty overwhelming to try to complete. But if this one at 75, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah. Jared says we are blaming Dapper for First Mint not knowing their stuff. No, Jared, I'm saying that Top Shot relayed that information to the First Mint because I'm sure they have a partnership in the First Mint promoting their pack drops like we're seeing with UFC, with NFL All Day, and also with Candy, and that the information they shared to them was incorrect is what I'm saying. And based on what we have seen in the past, I think that's highly believable that this error was on the Top Shot side of things.
And that it's on that pack page. You know,
Yeah.
the Tatum celebrating thumbnails right there.
Yeah.
So
that's what I was saying, Jared. That's what I was saying. Wow. I looked away for 1 second and then Tandy disappeared.
yeah, I thought maybe face was getting a little dark over here.
Ooh,
Keep the light on.
lighting, baby.
Oh yeah.
So we'll rip the pack in a little bit. One of the other things that I've been talking about, arguably too much, is just the whole idea of like what is going on with Top Shot leadership in general. Doggo sighting.
Dog sighting.
And I know I like probably ad nauseum, and people are like, okay, Mike, shut up. What has been your take on that? And I know that's like super vague. So if you need me to provide more context or information, let me know.
No, I think that's a fair question. It's a fair thing to be upset about right now, because everything that you've been saying, I feel like I agree with, which is the fact that we don't really know who the leader is at Dapper. We don't know who makes the decisions in terms of supply. We don't know who makes who calls the shots. We really don't know. And I think the fact that we don't know tells me it's some kind of there's no one really in charge, and it's probably a few people sort of huddling together and coming up like, okay, what should we do next? Like, maybe that works for some organizations. I don't know.
I don't think so. Not in the entirety of history. I don't think that's ever been like good. I just don't. What I'm surprised about, right? There's two things, right? Either someone's in charge and they don't want to tell us, which
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I get tons of questions. Or you like what you said, like everybody's kind of in charge, or there's a couple people that's in charge. Now, if there's a couple of people in charge, does that mean we've got some like weird power dynamics happening? Like, or people like jockeying for position, and that's why maybe we see more people active on social media now, or more people participating in spaces that I find surprising. Like that
would be super weird. That would be like super weird and uncomfortable if like no one knew who was in charge, so everyone's out on Twitter trying to prove how great they are. That would be incredibly strange.
I know, and because they don't share the information, right? These are the conversations that happen.
Yeah,
like because now we speculate, like, oh, that's weird, they're not saying anything. And there were, it's been brought up, right? It's been brought up I had a spaces on Friday, which was, I never do that. And I probably should never do it again. And there was plenty of employees in there, plenty of employees who are rumored to be in charge of Top Shot. And at any time, someone could have just been like, oh yeah, BT Dubs, it's me. So I'm fascinated. I'm just fascinated by the whole thing. And again, I don't want it to be like, it's weird because it's not really FUD. Like, I'm not trying to FUD. I just want to know who's in charge. Like, I want to know who's in charge,
here's a question, introspective question for you. What difference does it make to you if tomorrow they say to you, all right, this person is the person that's in charge? And also, like, I suppose for a product like Top Shot, what is the person in charge? What do they do? I guess they just direct every single department. They direct the design, the UI, the supply,
Yeah.
I guess so, right?
I'm more of like, and again, this is probably coming back from my higher ed background and like leadership development degree, where I just think like it's important for a company or any organization that is growing at the pace that they're growing, and both like financially, but also just like employees, bodies, users, all of those things, right? To not have like a strong idea of a direction of which we're going, and someone to look to who is like, yes, I am the face of this person. I think that is like just at the core of any sort of organization, and that is needed for success. The other thing I'll say is like, I don't think I'd be hammering this drum so hard if there weren't all these other little things happening that were forced, like these errors. You know what I mean? Like if the run a backpack thing didn't happen, which I got to stop bringing up so people stop getting mad at me. But if the run a backpack thing didn't happen, if all of like the weird communication things didn't happen, if people going on spaces being like, hey, maybe this is how we reward people, or, oh no, that's a good idea, maybe we do this, right? Like if all of those things didn't happen simultaneously while also the market tanked, I don't know if we'd have those questions. But right now, we're still waiting as the season ends. Hey, what's collector score going to be? We got all of this information from Roham's AMA, and can you tell me any of the things that have happened yet? Is it right? Like, and so, are they not being instituted because there's no one in charge to make that happen? Like, I don't know. And I think like until you have someone in charge, we're going to continue to put people in situations to fail, right? Like Jacob is forced to do stuff that he should not be doing. Dumbo is for,
100%.
Dumbo has been just like sacrificing himself on all of these different mediums to just kind of like take the bullets. And like, that's not fair to those individuals. And they're put in this situation because of the lack of leadership.
Yeah,
like,
I think you're right. And I think when we see sort of these faux pas across social media, it's also because there's no like code of conduct. Like most organizations have some kind of a code of conduct, and this one doesn't. It's just like, do you boo boo, like do whatever you need to do on Twitter.
Right.
It's weird.
Like, yeah, you shouldn't be, and we shouldn't be like, yeah, this is exactly what I was just going to say, John. Like we shouldn't have like 17 different people we hear from on every different type of communication. Like we shouldn't be in a situation where, because like two things happen, right? And we've already talked about this at length, and so many people did, but this goes back to the problem. Like to me, the Top Shot Economist tweets were stupid, but that's not the problem. Like the tweets were dumb, but it's almost worse that if were those tweets signed off on, and if they weren't, why isn't there something in place for that, right? Like they shouldn't be tweeting out things like that. It should have to go through a vetting system, right? It's not the Top Shot Economist's like personal account. This is tied to the organization in the same way that an NBA Top Shot tweet goes out. It's not one like that was someone looked at that before they went out, right? Like anytime I sent out a company-wide email that I was going to like 350 people, I'd be like, hey, can somebody look at this first before this goes out, just so I don't get myself canceled or fired or whatever, And then so that's one thing. But then even the follow-up tweets, right? The follow-up tweet where like this weird apology followed by I'm gonna tweet more.
And then nothing.
And then nothing. Like I just like I don't know what's I don't know what's going on. And the continuation to avoid answering like who's in charge just hammers home the point that they don't know.
I think what is the term again? Is it Occam's razor or somebody's razor? Is it Carrion's razor?
Carrion's razor.
Which is like the simplest explanation is probably the right one. And I think in this case, you're probably right on. I mean, because otherwise, what sense would it make? Massive organization worth technically billions or whatever of dollars, and you can't name who's leading it? No, it makes no sense.
No, and that's the concern, right? And we've had and again, I think my background information or some behind the scenes information that I received, from people who went through hiring practices with Dapper and with NBA Top Shot, who interviewed and then were offered jobs and then just were ghosted. Like it's all of those things. Like we know, I mean, Dustin's already talked about it.
Offered a job and then was ghosted. What?
Yeah. And then got word back months later that was like, hey, our bad about that. Like, we'll find something else later. But like those, right? And that's not hiring me. That's not hiring you. That's not like hiring a content person. That's hiring someone who's a current VP at fucking Disney. Like, even if you didn't want to hire that person, it's someone like in the industry, in the know. How does that happen? And I think like seeing this, again, it just hammers home the point, right? If that leadership, if that core infrastructure is not shored up, we're just going to continue to have things like this. We're going to have weird tweets. We're going to have weird spaces. We're going to have more mistakes and apologies. And it's hard to justify firing more money into it when they don't even seem to be willing to address the in-house stuff, right?
Yep. So I guess what you're trying to say is that the next time they offer you the pack stream, you're going to put on one of those Guy Fawkes masks, and they're gonna be like, we're taking this stream over, we're sending the message to the higher ups, here's our demands.
No, I'll tell you this right now. There's like a 60% chance I host a pack drop tomorrow, and if anybody is listening, I promise you I will never do that on a Top Shot stream. Once the stream is over though, I will come here and be an asshole. But all right, that stream, because your boy's trying to get paid. But like truly, I think we all feel this way, right? Like I love doing this. I love making the content around it. I love basketball. I love Top Shot. I really enjoy doing it. I think we're all rooting to be excited. Like we're hungry to happily participate in the platform, and we're just asking them to do like bare bones stuff in order to participate. And I think if they did those things, we'd be more okay with the occasional screw up, right? Like if they, I don't think we'd be like, oh my God, can they hire a grammar person for their emails? Did you see that? They didn't use a semicolon when they, I don't think we'd be pointing that stuff out if they didn't let all of us buy the run of backpacks for the rewards. Or if they didn't,
exactly.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And I remember this went, the scary thing is how much deja vu is going on here, because I remember way back when it was like the archive reward Tony Parker. Don't you remember there was like some whole thing about that too? And it was the same thing, and everyone was screaming about it because in general the sentiment was shitty. And I think, like, I remember the last time I was on here, the sentiment was shitty. And then as soon as we came on here, you're like, all right, man, give us 15 things that Top Shot's doing great.
That's why I started with the playoff challenges, because we do both like those.
But yeah, it's the same. I mean, it is the same problem. So I wish we could get just a manager that really knew their stuff and was out in front of it. And there's elements like when we see like Janie kind of get out in front of communication errors, like that feels good and different. But it does feel like very much in sort of like a silo in a way. And,
right. And it's like, why? This is my question. So when that happens, ooh, man, I don't even know if I should go down this road. That's the vice president of marketing and growth, right? That's the title. It's like, why are they doing that? Why don't you have a comms person, a PR person that should be doing that? Like, why are you, did they tell you to do that, or did you do that on your own? Like, these are the questions I have. And if you did that on your own, why?
I don't think it's on their own. If I had to guess, I would imagine it's probably like a Slack situation, and it's probably like, all right, which one of you wants to get in front of this? And then Janie's probably like, all right, I'll do it. Like Luke, let's not let you get up there and be all sarcastic and get bullets sprayed at you. And Jacob, let's keep you out of there after the Yahoo article, and I'll go do it.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I hope that is the case. That will make me feel better if that's the case.
I think so.
Yeah.
In that scenario.
Yeah. I have concerns. I have concerns just based on like social media behavior. And I'm looking forward to, and like, not just for one person. Again, there will come a time. I know I keep teasing this. There will come a time where I'll be able to share some fun. Also, I saw John. I just keep thinking of the I think you should leave sketch. Sure about that? That's how I read that. Are you sure about that?
Oh god.
Yeah, I just like, I've received messages from people who are in leadership positions that were concerning, and if I think what I find concerning is like, that is how they responded. But what I also find concerning is, it's like, we are essentially like, I don't want to say it like this, but we're essentially like media people covering this product, right? We are both, because we're not really advertising it, although we kind of are, but we're essentially covering it for you for free, right?
Absolutely.
And so like, why would you send some like weird aggressive messages to someone who covers it? Because like, would you do that in any other industry? Like, I don't know. Like, they'd publish that right away.
It's kind of like the gift and the curse. Like I said this the other day, but the most like Web3 aspect of Top Shot, and in a lot of ways they're very much not Web3 whatsoever, but the most Web3 aspect is sort of the way that they are in there with the community and with the users, and like they're not on top of their wall, and on the top of their castle, and they're always in those streams. And in some ways that's a positive, and like it's kind of the thing that you're talking about how everyone's kind of doing it randomly is the negative. But the fact that they're all doing it is kind of a positive, and that probably gives them the comfort of being able to get into your DMs and be like, hey, don't do that, or whatever the case may be. One day when you share that dirt, we'll find out. But like, yeah, it's just kind of the gift and the curse. Like we do want that. We enjoy that communication. I think we all enjoy when like a Dumbo, whatever, pops into the stream and starts talking crap with us. Like we like that.
Absolutely. And I think you're right. But I think like, I think Dumbo is trained at this, right? In the sense that he's like a trained community development, community building manager, right? And
Right.
so like you never, although I don't know, maybe it happened one time. Dumbo rarely steps out of line in the sense of like sharing something he shouldn't, sharing
Right.
something that moves the market in a way that like might not be true yet. That's like very rarely does that happen because I think he's a pro. I don't know if that's the case for everybody getting out there and
No,
wilding
probably
out.
not. Yeah, but you make a great point though too. And it's also kind of like any news is good news. Like the fact that all these streams and all these people creating video and social media around NBA Top Shot, like if NBA Top Shot didn't have that, can you imagine what the scenario would be if none of us were talking about it?
No.
I mean, it would be a completely different platform.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we'd be doing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'd be doing it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think that's part of it. I mean, I love it, but I love talking to people about it, right? I
Yeah,
love
that's part of
having
the
these
fun.
conversations, whether it's on stream or Twitter or Discord. Actually, very rarely am I pumped about something that I interacted with on Twitter, but Discord and streams, I do love.
Yeah.
All right, I want to keep doing this. But there's a couple other things I wanted to get to. So, our man Adam Stubbs sent over. Let me pull this up real quick. Do I have my Top Shot open? Let me go to my moments. Last night was just like, you know what? I didn't know I was going to get one of these. Let's give away a LaMelo ball right now.
Nice.
So we're going to do that. This is from our man Adam Stubbs. We're going to be giving away more stuff. So this is for the people that have already done it. You needed to like the stream, subscribe to Team Hold, and put hashtag Tandy into the chat. If you haven't done it yet, do it because we got more coming. But let's give this bad boy away right now. If you win this thing, shoot me a DM either on Twitter or on Discord so we can get you the reward. Rad Dad. Wow. Real Rad Dad. I don't think he's ever won anything on here. This is a big day for him. Big day for Real Rad Dad. All right, Tandy, I want to talk about one more thing. I didn't even tell you we were going to talk about this.
Okay, let's do it.
So yesterday I went on a fishing expedition. Actually, I had help. I shouldn't make it seem like I did it. Wait, what were you going to say?
Stealing people's passwords?
Yeah, PH. So, and then Twitter kept shadow banning me, or they were like killing my thread, which I thought was very interesting. I don't know why.
I saw you post something like, all right, let's try this thread again. And there's like nothing there. I didn't know what you were doing.
So we did a little digging yesterday, and it was like, is Live Nation building on Flow blockchain, and is the NFL involved?
I saw that tweet.
So, right, we saw in April, this was like a big spike on Flow accounts that were created. So there's a huge spike on Flow accounts.
Right, which made no sense to me.
Yep. Yeah. And then we found this one right here, right? So this is a dev, Denise Ankara, and there's an NFL contract. And then when you look, it had been updated a little bit, like removed and cleaned up, but there's an NFL right there.
Okay.
And then we scroll down a little bit more. And this is the last one. And I don't understand a lot of this. Like, you got to keep that in mind. But what I thought was intriguing was we have an NFL contract. We've got an import of non-fungible token, all of that stuff, right? So I don't know what any of this means.
Well, you saw that a comment on the last picture. It said smart contract for Live Nation virtual commemorative tickets.
There you go, right there. So so like the thought is, right, are we getting NFL NFT tickets? Is that what's happening?
I would imagine that you will get so it's a commemorative ticket. So when you go to your game, you'll get your physical ticket. It'll say scan this for an NFT that you came to this game, and then it'll be like, you went to the game where the Jets lost 75-10 against the New England Patriots. And then you scan it, and then you get a cool little NFT of a butt fumble, and then you look at that for the rest of your life.
Yeah, hold on. I love that idea. And Raptor says import of non-fungible token is the Flow NFT standard. So also shout out Raptor News, who did a lot of the digging. And he said that's the ERC 721 standard. So like, all right, now Jets fans are, guys, relax. You guys your Super Bowl. Your Super Bowl was the draft. Okay. Congrats. Everybody gave you praise. Looking forward to another 4-12 season. Or 13. Sorry. We play more games now. So I guess like, I don't know what this means, like I know the implications of it. I know that like, oh, we might get tickets. And I think it's exciting that they're building on Flow. But I wonder, like Live Nation being involved is interesting to me. That's what's interesting because it
Yeah,
seems like
the Live Nation one definitely throws me for a curve because people are not buying NFL tickets through Live Nation. People are buying concert tickets. Am I wrong? Are people buying NFL tickets as well?
I think you can still get NFL tickets on Live Nation. I believe. I might be wrong.
Well, if that's the case, then this makes a lot of sense to me. So then this is what this is. This is don't go ahead and buy your New York Jets tickets on StubHub. Buy it on Live Nation. By doing it on Live Nation, you're going to get a receipt, which is going to give you the ability to scan a QR code and give you an NFT that is only minted to the amount of people who use this QR through their Live Nation receipt. That's what I would say.
Yeah. And and Fenny's also here saying, no. The idea here is to cut out the middleman in ticket sales here. Okay. Does that mean less fees? I'm not going to have to pay a $22 fee on a middleman. But and you also get a cut of third-party resellers. All right. So what I would recommend doing, right? Jump in the Team Hold Discord because there was a lot of conversation around that last night. And I just thought it was interesting. And I know someone was like, someone was saying that information was confidential. I forget who said it. I think Artemis was like, that's why it got banned. It's confidential. Artemis, I tell you what, it's on the blockchain, baby. Nothing's confidential on the blockchain. So shout out Raptor News for helping dig that out because he was the real GOAT in that situation. But looking forward to, I don't know. I think any sort of development like that with the major sports league on Flow is pretty exciting.
But does it feel like a major leap past the existing weird cash grabby NFL NFTs that have happened thus far? That Flow put out?
I think if tickets are involved, like actual tickets every time I say tickets, I keep thinking of that NBA commercial. The Andersons got tickets to the game. How did they get tickets to the game? Where if you had League Pass, you saw that commercial like 72 times a game. No, I like like if that starts to become more the norm, like that is how you have to get the ticket. Versus like this, you can own this shiny Cincinnati Bengals helmet logo for 270. Yeah, I was like, why do I want this?
And they sell out too, which is the most ridiculous thing.
Yeah. And John's too saying like what it really means is potentially Dapper could make a lot of money on the backside too. Yeah, I think it just like helps legitimize Dapper and Flow moving forward.
Well, if Dapper can make money on the backside and not have to rely as much on pack drops, we will all be in a much better place.
Would love if Dapper helped us make money too. I would be in on that. But yeah, I think overall, I think that's exciting. Again, I'm an idiot when it comes to this stuff, so I don't know exactly what the ramifications could be, but it seems good. And looking forward to not being shadow banned, and hopefully maybe somebody else will talk about it who can do it. Like
that's pretty amazing though that you got like instantly shadow banned when you were posting that stuff.
Dude, I tried it so many ways too because I was like, oh, maybe I'm sharing links and they think the links is spam. So I deleted the links and then I did screenshots and then they banned that. And then I saved it as JPEGs. And like I did it from mobile, did it from desktop. Every single time it got taken down.
There's something interesting there, huh? There's like some Black Mirror situation.
Oh, did you just censor yourself? You're going to say shit and then you're like, I shouldn't swear. It's early in the morning.
I said situation.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to learn more. All right, let's rip this pack. Did we get to most of the stuff that you wanted to talk about, Tandy? I know I steered the ship, but is there anything that you were like, I want to get in on this?
Well, I guess my only other question for you right now is just like, so sentiment is really in the toilet at the moment. And I'm wondering for you, like, what do you think takes us out of this crappy sentiment?
Yeah, I think we're getting there. I actually think there's been some positive stuff lately. I think seeing on social media, like what Patrick Mahomes did, I think that's like what people are looking for. I mean, obviously everyone's looking to make money, but I think finding situations like that where you get to share in real life experiences with people who are passionate about the same thing you're passionate about over alcohol, I think will always go a long way. So I think that helps. I think the playoffs so far, I know no one's making money right now, but I think the playoffs so far have been positive. I think that's exciting. I think that helps change sentiment. I really, I think cutting back the supply, all of that stuff is good. I think they need to rip the Band-Aid off on some stuff. Like, I think once collector score gets announced, we can stop like having that weight over people's heads. Cause I know anyone that's like stacked series 2, like psychos, to get that up, that's a big thing. I think getting that information is going to help. I think once crafting is actually functionable and we know what the hell it's going to be used for, I think that's really exciting. I think all of those things need to happen. And listen, I'm going to continue saying this until they answer it. I think figuring out who the fuck's in charge goes a long way too. I think like knowing, because right now they're only making it worse too. Not that I matter, but every time I do this on the show or tweet about it or Spaces happens and they continue not to answer, it puts more doubt into people's minds, I think. You know?
Okay, that's fair.
So I think those are like the biggest things for me. But I think we're trending in the right direction with not the market isn't, but with like we haven't had too many screw ups lately.
It's been at least a week. I think
the playoffs. Oh my god, Joker Rock said hardcore.
Yeah.
What about for you?
I always go back to like the best marketing for NBA Top Shot is when the market is going up. Basically, that's like everything else pales in comparison, and all these other like fun little things like UI fixes and even like the IRL events, like I think they're great, but I think again, it's like in spite of everything that's going wrong on the platform, it's like the community is making this wonderful thing, which is great, but it's completely in spite of what NBA Top Shot is doing on their end. And so I feel like we need to get to a place where things are at least stable or at least trending upward, and all this other stuff will just feel like the cherry on top. And to me, it's the app, it's crafting, honestly. Like I think crafting could be a much bigger deal than we think, knock on wood, I hope. So it all boils back down to like supply and moment values going up, and then all this other stuff will all be laughing about it, but there's a long way to go, I think, because we've been talking about this for quite a while.
We have been. I'm with you. I think the captain thing is interesting too. I think there's some excitement around that. Also, dude, listen, I love Plunge Father. I have no idea how you put in the actual Top Shot Discord about washing money. Like I know what you meant, but God, I mean, you can't. What are we doing?
Yeah, we need some Vegas odds on first captain to commit felony or something, and like, or just to like first scandal. We need some Vegas odds on which captain will commit the first scandal. It
hadn't even been like 8 hours. Like there was already washing was thrown in there. It was incredible.
Yeah.
And again, I know what he meant. I don't think he was trying to wash money for bad reasons, but to like get it out of Dapper. I got what he meant. But like in a world where everyone's like the only thing NFTs are used for is laundering money.
Yeah. Well, it's because that whole cash versus Dapper thing. I mean, we didn't really go into that, but like, yeah, I see some issues there. But that's obviously where that came from.
I know. All right, Rad Dad. Well, I'm going to share this comment. Then I'm going to rip this pack. We'll give away some more stuff. Rad Dad says we'll need a good crafting burning plan to reduce current amount of supply and add infusion of stimulus, coupled with solid Series 4 roadmap, limiting supply, plus a huge marketing push done the right way. I agree.
Yeah, Rad Dad for Prez.
Dude, Rad Dad is the best. We're big Rad Dad fans here. I think. And you know what though? I want to see this happen. I don't want to be told about it either. I want to see this happen. I don't want another AMA Spaces where they're like, guess what's coming? And one more thing. I had a conversation offline about this. Can Summer League is 2 months away. How the hell do different communities have plans for what this is going to look like? And Top Shot hasn't like let us know yet. Like, make this a freaking party. I know you guys are talking. I know they've mentioned a convention. It's absolutely going to happen at Summer League. I can't imagine it happens during any other time. Let people know what the plan is so people can buy flights, so people can make a thing out of it for this weekend, so we can plan around it instead of like, is the plan going to be to like let us know July 1st? Like, hey, so can't wait to see you next week. That helps no one.
You're right. I think that sounds like a DM to our boy Pack Rip or something like that.
Yeah.
Like get the comms out in front of this thing. Let's go.
I mean, and like, listen, we can say this. We did this last year, and I know Club Top Shot did it as well. We reached out to them being like, hey, what's the plan? We would love to make this an event. And we never heard anything. And granted, shout out to them. They set out, they did like cover our bar tab for the happy hour that we planned for Team Hold, but that was never discussed. We found that out that night. And like, again, that's incredible. But all I'm looking for is some proactiveness and proactivity. proactive.
So you're saying instead of paying the bar tab, they just put like a big cooler of jungle juice in front of your hotel room. That's what you mean by like the proactivity, right?
Yeah, I want to know it's going to be there before I get there. But no, seriously, like how dope would that be if all of these communities knew ahead of time what their plan is. They're like, "Hey, we're going to be there from Friday to Tuesday, but Saturday night is going to be the big Top Shot night. So we'll have all these other small things going around it, but Saturday night's the party. So if you're planning on coming, go. Also, treat this like a wedding. Let's get some
I was
like
just about to say that.
Yeah,
Or like the NYC thing too, right?
Yeah.
How much do you remember like how much advance notice there was for the NYC thing? Because I feel like it wasn't a ton, but I feel like they did tell us like on this night this is going to happen, on this night that's going to happen.
Yeah, I know. I don't remember. I knew there was a schedule. I knew at least 2 weeks in advance where I was going. I wasn't paying attention too much to like hotels and stuff because I lived here, but
Right.
I knew like Friday night was the Top Shot thing. I don't know if it was Friday night, but let's say Friday night I didn't know I was going to the Top Shot thing. Saturday night I knew I was going to an Underdog thing, and Sunday I was going to like an Own the Moment. Like I knew that was happening at least 2 weeks in advance, but yeah, like get some deal. Be like, hey, the first 50 people that like, if you stay at the MGM Grand, whatever, you can do this. I don't know. I just feel like there's ways to make this a thing. And it's May now. It's May. This is we're 2 months
in the next
away.
couple weeks.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm excited for it. I'm excited to go. Where can we get you? Are you going to charter an international private jet and make it?
Hey, if someone wants to do that for me, I'll be there.
Yeah, there we go.
But I have a U.S. trip planned the end of July, so I'm probably going to miss that. But
ooh, where are you going?
I got some business to take care of in Brooklyn, actually. I'll be there for a little bit. My family lives in Newton, Mass. So a little bit of like upstate New York, Brooklyn, Newton, Mass, like kind of a northeast.
Are we going to have an in real life hang, Tandy?
I'm down. Let's get some pizza.
I would love that. All right, I've been doing this pack thing this whole time, so I got to rip this. Last call. Go ahead. You got to put hashtag Tandy into the chat if you haven't done it. I know you can't see it, but I'm not going to hit draw again. Put hashtag Tandy into the chat if you haven't done it yet. Like the stream and subscribe to Team Hold. Let's rip this thing. Is it just one moment, or is this a full ass pack here?
I think it's one moment. No, I'm wrong. It's two.
2 moments. Okay.
No Poku. Ooh, that looks like a LaMelo.
A LaMelo. We're giving away 2 LaMelos today.
Wow.
There we go. Bang. Look at that. We'll take it.
Do you remember when there was like 2 LaMelos on the platform and everyone was like paying $1 million?
They were crazy. Ooh, the Kaminga one. Look at this, guys.
Oh, Coom buckets. Nice.
Well done. He had a monster dunk last night. You got a couple of rookie badges on there too. That's nice. Yeah, these are nice ones. This is what we do here. We're giving both of those away. All right, last call. Like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag Tandy into the chat. Oh, you know what? One other thing I wanted to do, Tandy, I'm going to put. Well, let me drop your YouTube into the chat, because if you guys aren't following, I feel like everybody that's here is following Top Shot Tandy. But what do you got? What do you got coming up?
We just do streams every week. We'll do a stream on Sunday. But yeah, I think I'm like 90 something away from 1,000. So let's go, people.
Oh, let's do that. Guys, get them over 1,000 right now. There's 136 people here. Let's get them over. Let's get Tandy over. Oh, I should have thought this. If I knew that ahead of time, I wouldn't give these moments away until we hit it.
It's all right. Next time.
Dude, thanks so much for coming on, man. I always appreciate chatting with you. I feel like you. I said this to you in a DM, but I think you have like a very level-headed approach to this stuff, and I always appreciate hearing your takes. So thanks for coming.
I enjoy it, man. I enjoy coming on here with you as well. I feel like it's you keep it lighthearted, but you also you take it where it needs to go as well, and that's what's important.
I keep it lighthearted until another morning show pops up, and then
I know Judge ghosted on me. He's too busy trying to get hired.
Yeah, I was wondering. I feel like I haven't seen him stream in a long time.
Yeah, he's almost getting hired by some like Web3. I don't know what I can say, but like he's working some relationships and trying to get hired. I think he's going to get hired, so we'll see.
Good for him. Good for him. Make some money off of this. Anybody that can parlay this into cash, I think it's the only way we're gonna make money. So
yeah, I think that's accurate.
All right, here we go. This is let's do the Kuminga first. Oh, wait, hold on. I have one other moment. I think Milo sent me a moment yesterday. So hold on. Let me just check that real quick because I think it was where was it? Oh, a Bogdan Cool Cats. That's what it is. So we're gonna give away a Bogdan Cool Cats. So a reminder: if you win, shoot me a DM either at Mike Zakarian on Twitter or in the Discord. And let's do this. So this is let's do the Bogdan first. This is for the Bogdan Cool Cats moment. Here we go. Thomas Welch. Big dub for Thomas Welch. All right, so that was the Bogdan Cool Cats. Welch, shoot me a DM. Here we go. This is for the Kuminga or Coom Buckets, as Tandy said.
Correct.
There we go. This bad boy's going to Doc Delta. Big dub.
Ballers.
There we go, ballers. Dude. No, I can't do it. We're no ballers, bud. We saved that for Tony. Save it for Tony. And then the last one. This is for the LaMelo Hustlin' Show. Also, shout out to Adam Stubbs one more time. Awesome member of the Team Hold community who gave one of those bad boy, the first LaMelo away. But this is the second one coming from my pack. Here we go. Ooh, T-Dog. T-Dog 1642. Great year. 1642 is a great year. There you go. Shoot me a DM. I think we hit everything, right? So good luck with the pack drops tomorrow. Are you that's what we'll end on. Are you lining up for packs?
Yeah, why not?
All right.
I don't think I'd max packs it, but I'd like to rip at least one.
Yeah, that's how I am too. Although I know me. It's going to be max.
You're going to get like 12 at the end of the day.
It's going to be max. Go ahead and check out Tandy over at his YouTube channel. We dropped the link in the chat. It'll be in the show notes as well. You can follow him. It's just at Top Shot Tandy, right? There you go.
That's correct.
With the clover. Go C's, baby. Go C's.
Go C's. Let's go.
All right. We're out of here. Take care. I'll give you the Team Hold theme song with No Me in it. So here we go.
What?
Well, the Top Shot streets are a dangerous place, so you better tune in.